Be me. 42. Divorced dad of 1. Daughter is 16. Lives with her mom most of the time. I get every other weekend and Wednesdays. It's not much, but I make it count. Used to be a high school history teacher. Loved it for 15 years. Then the budget cuts came. Then the politics came harder. Then I just got tired. Now I work at a hardware store. It's honest work. Customers ask me where the screws are. I show them where the screws are. Simple. My ex-wife, Karen, remarried 2 years ago. Guy named Todd. Todd sells insurance. Todd has a boat. Todd thinks history is boring. My daughter Sophie used to love history. We'd watch documentaries together, talk about ancient Rome for hours. She thought gladiators were cool. Lately, she's been different. Comes to my place glued to her phone. Barely talks during dinner. When she does talk, it's about things I don't understand. Influencers and drama, and who said what, on which platform. I try to keep up. I really do. But every time I think I understand something, the rules change. Last Wednesday, I pick her up from school. She gets in the car looking upset. What's wrong, kiddo? Nothing. Doesn't look like nothing. Just drive, Dad. We get to my apartment. She goes straight to the couch, starts scrolling. I make us grilled cheese, the way she used to like it, with tomato soup for dipping. She eats 3 bites, pushes the plate away. Dad, can I ask you something? Anything. She looks at me with this expression, like she's sizing me up, like she's not sure if she can trust me. Why did you and Mom really get divorced? I set down my sandwich. We've talked about this before. We grew apart, wanted different things. It happens sometimes. She shakes her head. Mom says you were emotionally unavailable. Says you never supported her dreams. Says you made her feel small. I take a breath. That's her perspective. And she's entitled to it. Sophie stares at me. But is it true? I think about how to answer. Your mom and I both made mistakes. Relationships are complicated. There's no villain in our story. Sophie looks disappointed, like she wanted me to fight back. Or maybe agree. I can't tell. We watch a documentary about Vikings. She falls asleep on the couch. I put a blanket over her. Wonder where my little girl went. The next weekend, Sophie doesn't want to do our usual stuff. No museum, no hiking, no documentary marathon. She wants to go to the mall with her friend Madison. Can you drop us off? Sure thing. I drive them. They're in the back seat, whispering, giggling about something on Madison's phone. I glance in the rear view, catch a glimpse of the screen. Some video with a woman talking very intensely. Can't hear what she's saying. I drop them off. 3 hours later, I pick them up. Sophie seems different. Energized, almost aggressive. Dad, did you know that the wage gap is real? And it's systemic. I nod. Yes, I'm aware of the statistics. It's a complex issue with multiple contributing factors. She frowns. It's not complex. It's simple. Men get paid more than women for the same work. Period. I start to explain about controlled studies, about hours worked and career choices, about the difference between the raw gap and the adjusted gap. She cuts me off. You sound like Todd. I shut up. The next few weeks are rough. Every conversation becomes a debate. Every observation I make gets analyzed. For hidden bias, I mention a female coworker got promoted. Sophie asks if she had to work twice as hard. I say, I don't know. She's just good at her job. Sophie rolls her eyes. You don't see it because you don't have to. I want to engage. I want to have real conversations about these issues. But every time I try, I'm told I can't understand. I start just agreeing, nodding along, path of least resistance. Karen calls me one evening, says Sophie's been acting out at home too, picking fights with Todd. calling him a mansplainer. Karen sounds exhausted. I thought this was a phase, but it's getting worse. I ask what happened. She sighs. Some podcast she discovered, or maybe a YouTube channel. I don't know. She won't tell me what it is. I decide to investigate. I'm a historian after all. Research is what I do. I wait until Sophie's at school. Then I search her viewing history. Nothing. She's too smart for that. I try a different approach. I ask Madison's mom. We're friendly from school events. She laughs nervously. Oh, you noticed it too. Madison's been the same way. Apparently, there's this influencer. Calls herself the truth teller. Has millions of followers. Mostly teenage girls. I look her up that night. The truth teller. Real name unclear. Face always partially obscured by dramatic lighting. Speaks directly to camera. Voice dripping with righteous certainty. I watch a few videos. Some of it is standard feminism. Equal rights. Bodily autonomy. Fair enough. But then it gets weird. Men are inherently oppressive by nature. Any man who claims to be an ally is just manipulating you. Your father is not exempt from this. Question everything he's ever told you. I feel my stomach twist. Another video. If a man ever disagrees with you about gender issues, he's showing you who he really is. Believe him. Another one. The men in your life will try to seem reasonable. They'll use logic and facts. That's a manipulation tactic. Trust your feelings over their arguments. I close the laptop. Stare at the ceiling. Try to process what I just saw. This isn't feminism. This is something else. Something that teaches young women to distrust. Everyone. Especially the men who care about them. The next Wednesday, I try to talk to Sophie about it. Hey, I heard about this influencer you've been watching. The truth teller. Her face goes blank. Who told you? Doesn't matter. I just want to talk about what she's saying. Sophie stands up. You've been spying on me. No, This is exactly what she warned me about. I raise my hands. I'm not trying to control what you watch. I just want to have a conversation. She backs toward her room. You want to convince me she's wrong. I want to understand what you're learning. Why, so you can tell me why it's not true. I pause. Maybe some of it isn't true. Have you considered that? She stares at me, like I've confirmed her worst suspicions. You're just like she said, using reason to dismiss my feelings. Sophie, I'm your father. I love you. I've never done anything to hurt you. She's at her bedroom door now. The patriarchy doesn't have to mean hitting. It can mean subtle control, making women doubt themselves. Sound familiar? She slams the door. I stand in the hallway, alone. I call Karen, tell her what happened. She's quiet for a long time. I've been reading about this. Apparently it's a whole thing. Radicalization through social media. It can happen to anyone. What do we do? I don't know. The articles say not to be confrontational. It just pushes them deeper. We have to wait it out. I don't want to wait it out. I want my daughter back. Karen sighs. Me too. The next few months are brutal. Sophie barely speaks to me. When she does, it's accusations disguised as questions. Why did you become a teacher? Was it to have power over young people? Why did you and Mom have only one kid? Did you not want to be tied down by more children? Why do you work at a hardware store now? Couldn't handle being around women who challenged you? Every answer I give is wrong. Every silence is proof of guilt. I stop trying to defend myself. I just listen. Nod. Say, I hear you. It doesn't help. One day she tells me she's not coming next Wednesday. She has a meeting. What kind of meeting? A support group. For what? for women processing their trauma around male relationships. She's 16. What trauma? I don't say that out loud. I just say, okay, let me know if you need anything. She looks almost disappointed, like she wanted me to fight, so she could prove her point. I start going to a therapist, guy named David. He specializes in family estrangement. I didn't even know that was a specialty. He tells me this is more common than I'd think. Young people getting pulled into ideological movements, cutting off family who don't conform. It's not about me. It's about identity formation. I ask him what I should do. He says, maintain contact. Don't try to deprogram her. Don't argue. Just be present. Be patient. I ask how long this could last. He says some kid come back in months, some in years, some never. I don't sleep well that night. Todd and I have never been close. But he reaches out one evening, asks if I want to get a beer. We sit at a bar, two middle-aged men who married the same woman, drinking in silence. Finally, he speaks. She called me a colonizer last week. I don't even know what that means in context. I almost laugh. She told me I exhibit toxic masculinity by existing quietly. Todd shakes his head. I tried to help her with her math homework. She said I was undermining her confidence by correcting her mistakes. I stare at my beer. How do we fix this? Todd shrugs. Karen thinks we have to wait. Let her figure it out on her own. What if she doesn't? He doesn't answer. Summer comes. Sophie's supposed to spend 2 weeks with me. She negotiates it down to 1, then 4 days. Then she cancels entirely. She's going to a retreat instead. A women's empowerment camp. $3,000. Karen and Todd are paying for it. I offer to contribute. Karen says no need. I offer anyway. She says it's already covered. I sit in my empty apartment, looking at the couch where Sophie used to fall asleep, watching documentaries about Vikings. August rolls around. I get a text from Sophie. First one in weeks. Can you pick me up from the retreat? Mom and Todd are on vacation. I drive 4 hours to get her. She's standing outside the camp, surrounded by other young women, all hugging, all crying. She sees me, walks over, gets in the car without a word. We drive in silence for an hour. I don't push. David taught me not to push. Finally, she speaks. I need to tell you something. I wait. I've been really angry at you. For a long time. For stuff that wasn't your fault. I keep my eyes on the road. I know. She's quiet again. Then, the retreat was supposed to be about empowerment, but it was mostly about blaming men for everything. And I realized, I don't actually have anything to blame you for. I grip the steering wheel. Don't respond. Don't want to spook her. One of the facilitators. She told us to write letters to the men who hurt us. I tried to write one to you, and I couldn't think of anything real. I glance at her. She's crying. I pull over to the side of the road. Dad, I'm sorry. I said so many horrible things. I thought you were this monster hiding in plain sight, because someone I never met told me you had to be. I unbuckle my seatbelt, turn to face her. Sophie, I was never going to stop loving you, no matter what you said to me. She breaks down. I hold her. My little girl, lost for a while, but maybe finding her way back. We sit there for a long time, cars passing on the highway, the sun starting to set. She pulls back, wipes her eyes. Can we watch a documentary tonight? About Rome or something? I smile. Yeah, kiddo. We can do that. We get home. Order pizza. Put on a 3-part series about Julius Caesar. She falls asleep on the couch. I put a blanket over her, just like I used to. Things aren't perfect after that. She still has moments. flashes of the ideology she absorbed. But we talk now, really talk. And when she says something that came from a video, she usually catches herself, laughs a little, says, "Sorry, that was weird." She stopped watching The Truth Teller, deleted her from everything, found out later the influencer got exposed for running a paid coaching scam, charging vulnerable young women hundreds of dollars for personal empowerment sessions. Turns out The Truth Teller had some complicated truths of her own. Sophie started senior year last month. She's applying to colleges, wants to study psychology, understand how belief systems form, how people get pulled into movements, and how they get out. I told her I was proud of her. She said, "Thanks, Dad. I meant it." Last week she came over for dinner. We made grilled cheese together, with tomato soup for dipping. She asked me about the Roman Empire, if I thought it fell because of internal division or external pressure. I said probably both. Empires collapse when people stop believing in common institutions, when they trust ideologies over each other, when the center can't hold. She nodded. That makes sense. Hey, Dad? Yeah. Thanks for not giving up on me when I gave you every reason to. I looked at my daughter, the one who called me a monster, the one who came back. Never crossed my mind. We watched documentaries until midnight. She fell asleep on the couch. I put a blanket over her. Some things never change. And maybe that's okay.